Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Ireland Live for Thursday, the 28th of August, 2025. My name is Paul Fitzsimons. I'll be joined by Orla Donoghue in the next few minutes. We have a load of stuff to talk about. Orla has loads of stuff sent over to me as well, and I have a few videos to play. I've stuff about Spain, migrant hotels. There's loads of flags going up in Coolock. It's a great sight to see. I'll play that in a few minutes. And then we have Harris coming out talking today about the 57 Palestinians coming here to do scholarships. Like, come on, this is really gone beyond the joke at this stage. Like, you know what I mean? Come on. You know, let's go through a couple of the points. How are you doing, everyone? Yeah, everyone's just coming in there. Hello, everybody. Hello, Orla. How are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm good, yeah. Got a haircut. I only got my haircut there an hour ago, so yeah, happy days. Yeah, it was just too long. Did you not? That's cool. I'm sure somebody will notice, all right. Yeah.
Michael will,
yeah. But towards the night now, we didn't do a Tuesday because we did Monday, and yeah, listen, and there's loads of stuff to talk about tonight as well, isn't there? I want to just go with I want to just talk about this. This man is just it's El Dodri. I just want to show this and read it out. This man here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's all we can say about him. Mm-hmm.
Now, this was the tweet that he put out. Yeah. The murder of 17-year-old Lisa in the Netherlands is heartbreaking and utterly shocking. An asylum seeker has been arrested as a suspect. My prayers go out to her family and all those affected by this tragedy. Although men are the source of violence against women, we must also face a painful reality. People coming from a different culture context are at greater risk of committing such acts when there is no proper cultural awareness or integration. Unfortunately, across Europe, including here in Ireland, we see that asylum seekers often receive no meaningful orientation, education, or guidance on social values, societal values, gender equality, and respect for women. Integration is not just about accommodation, but about safety and shared values. We must not ignore these gaps. God forbid that something like this happens here. Authorities must view integration and cultural awareness as an essential. Wow. That man is just like, there's no words for that man. I swear to God. You know what I mean? Like, you come into this country, you come in here, you abide by our laws. The Sharia law is not here yet. And I'm saying yet because it's on its way. You know what I mean? And if this fella has his way, he will have the Sharia law in there. You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah.
But it just shows his absolute and utter lack of respect. And again, making excuses.
Yeah.
So
that's exactly what he's doing.
Shows his thought process.
But people were outraged over this, and rightly so. And he took it down. You know, let's just read what these have to say. In general, there is an iron law of tolerance that I think should be applied to people who are social media users. If you use social media long enough, no matter who you are, you will eventually say something unspeakably stupid and offensive. God knows I've done it myself. Not, however, quite at the level of Dr. Umar Al-Qadri, commenting on the sexually motivated murder of a 17-year-old girl in the Netherlands carried out recently by an arrived migrant. Yeah.
I know. Isn't it great for screenshots, isn't it?
Oh, well. Yeah. The funny thing here is that if you look really hard and extend the good doctor every last benefit of every last doubt, you can sort of make out what he might have been trying to say. In one light, it's the kind of thing an old-style immigration skeptic right-winger might say. We need to make people who migrate to our country adopt our values and their way of life and show proper respect for our culture. Is that not all we've been asking for how long? You know, right-wing, he's right, a right-wing skeptic. Yeah, an old-style immigration skeptic, right-wing. But of course, he also sort of accidentally intimates that even the most hard line of old school right wingers might have stopped short of saying that many of these migrant men who commit sexually motivated attacks on Western women come from cultures where women who dress in ways that Islam in particular would decry as immodest are regarded as little better than, sorry now, common whores. That is exactly what the women are classed as, isn't it, in the Muslim world? You know, he is, in other words, expressing, I think, entirely accidentally an unfortunate truth that there's a fundamental compatibility issue between, on the one hand, a society that has state-funded lobby groups who say sex work is work. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they do. And on the other hand, migrant males from conservative Muslim countries where marital rape is entirely legal, and the punishment for extramarital rape is that you have to marry your victim to restore their father's honor. Like, he is, like, and people don't try and play it down here with him. This fella is the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood here. He has tried to distance himself, but he has been the leader here for years. You know? Yeah. I'm not going to read all of this because
no, but sure, that's Grip. So anyway, go on to it and have a look.
Yeah, it's on Grip, yeah. So yeah, it's now.
Well, you know what? I think it shows his true colours and what he thinks.
Yeah.
Which we all know anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to pull down a video there now in a few minutes. So yeah, we'll drop that down there. So how's everything with you? That was just El Kadri. I had to get him out of the way. People are up to 300 there already. Fair play. Just keep sharing it out. Keep sharing it out there, please. Where am I? Yeah, boom. There you go. 300. I better tell people where they share it from. Lads, if you can share it out there, please do. You can get us on WhatsApp as well on 0892031521. You can also get us on live on at FitzyDub on X, Anthony L. Casey on X, at Rugamorph on X, Ireland Force 23, and on Facebook, Paul Fitzsimons and Martin Murphy, and also on www.theirishchannel.com/live. Good evening, everyone. How you doing? What's this? In many of these countries, armed police and military armed guards are the norm. Why has this not happened in any Western country, including the UK and Ireland? I agree with you. Yeah. Excuses. Michael John, as a gay man, I don't want to live under Sharia law. Nobody wants to. Trisha, hi. How you doing, Trisha? How's things? Fitzer, good evening, Paula. Good evening, Mark. How are you? Jake, how are you, Jake? How's things, mate? Let me just download that. Yeah, how are you, Barry? All right, how's things? Michael, John Dennis, in many of these countries, oh, sorry, I already read that. Yeah, Chris Bourne posted the stream. Fair play, lads. Repost it if you can, please. Throw it out there. Douglas, how are you? How's everyone? I'm just going to get through this. Just like the leftists, Islam is deeply hypocritical. Yeah. Let me see. Did I pull that one down? Yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to pull that in here. It's just talking about these men coming from Pakistan and everywhere else. This is just a 2-minute video of what is actually going on over there, the rapes and everything else that's actually going on over there.
Where is this?
In Pakistan.
Oh, yeah. Right, okay.
It is horrendous what's going on there. Horrendous. And we're importing them all here. I'm not saying they're all that, but that's the mentality over there. So this is the mentality they have when they come in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And over there, yeah, it's, again, what he said in that, if you rape the child, you have to marry the child in order to honor the father. Come on. And that's the norm over there. You know what I mean? That's, yeah. Listen, no, not buying it at all. You can also buy us a coffee there on Stripe as well if you want on. There you go. Buy us a coffee. You can see it there. Thanks very much. Okay, has that come down? Let me see. Yes. I'm just going to play this. This is Pakistan. Okay, I'm just going to play this and watch this.
Okay. Did that 9 out of every 10 street kids have been abused. If accurate, that puts the figure on a national scale in the hundreds of thousands.
It's one of the most sad and shameful aspects of our society. I have to say I'm totally embarrassed by this, that we have not really been able to protect them.
It's going on everywhere. In the big cities or small cities or towns, everywhere this is happening.
लेकिन जना सिर्फ मैंने 2 मरतबा की है बस, दोनों भाई थे।
अपने जानू भेजा, मेरा पास पैसे भी नहीं था।
तुम्हारी उम्र क्या थी उस जमाने में?
8.5 साल का, छोटा था मैं।
आपने तकरीबन कितने बच्चों के साथ जिना किया?
एक हुआ था और 10 और 11 12 तक।
At bus and truck terminals across Pakistan, drivers and conductors often keep boys on a permanent basis as helpers or apprentices.
There is a culture to have a small child with you, go along with, and it means that the child is kept as a prostitute or as a partner, sexual partner.
Human rights lawyer Zia Awan has fought for the rights of abused children for most of his working life.
Hundreds of children who are being raped every day, they are being sold, they are being trafficked, they are being forced for prostitution. It's going on everywhere. And people don't believe when we say something, they say that civil society is exaggerating. We are not exaggerating. Denial.
It's a taboo subject, but in recent times, articles have finally begun to appear in Pakistani newspapers highlighting cases of child abuse. But Zia Awan claims the problem is hugely underestimated.
We are every day listening to children who are being abused, who are on the street or in the school or wherever they are, or in the home settings. So these are tip of the iceberg which is being reported in the media.
This is the culture. This is what's coming into this country. Like, how many people from Pakistan have come into this country in the last 2 years?
I know.
Especially Pakistan. We don't know
they're
who they
involved
are.
in gangs over in the UK.
But we don't. But there you go. But it shows you, like over a 30-year period, there's 300,000 kids raped in Rochdale and all around the UK by Pakistani gangs.
I know.
Like, lads, if that doesn't show you what's coming,
Mm-hmm.
like that was a blueprint for what's coming here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we've a video there I'll show it in a while of a guy yesterday getting slapped by a few people, but the police were on the scene straight away. He tried to abduct a 6-year-old child or something out in Tala or Clondalkin or somewhere. But
you look at the UK looking to bring in 24,000 Afghan men.
Yeah, there we go. Bringing in people from Gaza for free universities while Irish kids die in pain. Great man Harris should be given a medal. Also, he is concerned about Nigerian Christians. So more armies coming. Yeah, I actually have that there. I'm just going to play that. I'm going to go with that now. This is Harris today, right? This is and listen.
Hi there. I know people right across our country feel so strongly about the horrors that are ongoing in Gaza, the genocidal situation, and I want you to know I share those views too. It's really important we find practical ways in which we can support people in Gaza, and one of those ways is enabling some students to come from Gaza and study in Irish universities. We've been working really hard in my department to try and secure safe passage out of Gaza and to Ireland for 51 students who want to study here in Ireland under a scholarship programme put in place by Irish universities. And I'm really delighted and relieved to say that today that evacuation has successfully taken place. Today some students will arrive in Ireland, tomorrow some more students, and the final group will arrive on Sunday. As I say, 51 students in total. Obviously these students are coming from a war-torn region, from the most horrific humanitarian situation. They will of course be assessed in terms of their health, in terms of their nourishment, and in terms of any supports required to them in relation to that. And they then will take up study in Irish universities. Thank you so much to everyone who's been involved in this, in my own department, in the Department of Justice, the Department of Further and Higher Education, Irish universities, and of course our brilliant diplomats on the ground in the region.
You can come out and make a statement about that, but not make a statement about young Harvey.
No, well, he won't admit that. Which we all know these politicians won't apologise for anything. They won't admit any take any responsibility for anything. We all know that, you know. But I'm sure, like all our own college students who can barely afford to live during the week, will be delighted to hear that.
And there's someone, and the police in England are letting them off when they throw around girls saying they didn't know the law. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Over here, it's a mental health issue. They play the mental health card all the time, and over there, it's I don't know. These hunters,
the videos when they're caught, it's all I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but
I didn't know.
They're only sorry they were caught.
The majority of migrants coming into Ireland are Islamic. They are. Yes, they are Muslims. Yes, they are. I've been told that, and I'm supposed to ring someone back earlier on. The chap you told me about earlier on, I'll ring him. I'll probably ring him later on, or else tomorrow, and have a chat with him.
Okay.
But we know 80% of the people coming in here are Muslims, and we know that there's jihadis in here. Listen, we just know, okay, because I've been told by someone who is close to it, and they told me that 80% of these are Muslims. You know what I mean? 80%.
Yeah, we know
Whether
that.
they're Nigerians or it doesn't matter what they are, 80% of them are Muslims. I'm telling you now. I know there is some Christians, the whole lot, but 80% are Muslims. And listen, lads, we need to get this. The rape goats also. Yeah, they rape goats also. Of course they do. What's that now? It will be in Carlo next. Yeah. What was the Carlo thing? Something was sent to me about Carlo. I don't know what it was. Yeah. Sick, that is. Yes, it is. Pakistan is riddled with corruption and has led to endless conflict. I'm not worried about the corruption. You can the robbers I can deal with. You know what I mean? I can deal with them. It's the rapists and the child shit
Abusers.
I can't deal with. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I just can't. These people on video about their country that are saying these things probably done it, abuse children.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Why are we importing this shit into our country? Exactly, Liz.
Because, Liz, they are supposed to be of benefit to the country. That's what we're all told. All the doctors and the engineers, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Those streets look like Dublin. Yeah. Hence why I call it a pilot of Crapistan. Yes. They rape a type of freshwater dolphin. Thinks it's all. Oh, stop it, jeez. Are you serious? Do they really?
Yeah.
Oh. Wow, Dublin, I love you. Stop the grooming gangs now before they start. Yeah, that's exactly what we're trying to do, mate. That's exactly what we're trying to do. Hi, Leanne. Oh, yeah, everyone. Yeah, different breed. They are a different breed.
Do you want to play that video of Spain?
Which
That's
one?
just the first on the list from.
In Catalonia.
Yeah. Just look at this.
That's only 25 seconds long.
Vamos, autónomos de toda España. Pedro.
Could you imagine going to Spain and looking at that?
Well, it was actually very funny because I was talking to Neil Murray yesterday. He had a video and he's over there at the moment with his daughter who lives, it's an area outside Malacca. It's like a quiet village. Now, she said that it's not there. You know, he hasn't been into Malaga to see what that's like, but he said where she lives now, it's pretty much Spanish people that are there. You know?
Yeah.
I said, has she any room?
That's it.
I might go over.
That's it. A lot of people are thinking very strongly. I might have been talking to people and they're thinking of moving. I'm being honest with you. Dealer Heron, did you see the footage of the Scottish girl who was armed with a knife? I did see it. And
have that. We have that video. Hold on a second. I'll just see what it's under.
I have it here. I done it with Michael. Was it Michael McCarthy?
Michael McCarthy, is it?
Yeah,
then I would have sent that over to you.
Yeah, I have it there. And seeing as though somebody brought it up there, I'll just go through a couple more comments. Dealer Heron. Yeah, I have the footage there. I'm gonna play it there now, Mike. The official
it's under remigration is coming. Why are we accepting a society like this?
Yeah, I have it pulled down already. It's in the bank. I have it there. Mike Jordan. Yes, sad state of affairs. Sadly, our nation is not free of such destructive behaviour. Yeah. Scumbag and traitor. Okay. Johnny Weismuller. There have been cases of rapes in Sweden where the migrant perpetrator said after being arrested that they didn't know it was illegal. And they're getting away with it. Yeah. Fabian socialism in the central banking combat. Yeah. Hi, Paul and Orla. I'm late here to listen. Yeah, you're all right. There's no problem. Fair play to you, Mary. Yeah.
You're right, Barry.
Yeah, multiculturalism has never worked in any country. Yes, I know. And it's talking to a man today, ex-army, saying, why not give Sinn Féin a chance, trying to tell him that they are worse than what's in the Dáil. People are still that still think the Shinners are gonna. It's not gonna happen, lads. The Shinners have been bought. The Shinners are gone.
They want open borders.
They're gone. They're gone, and they keep going on about the 6 counties. We'll get the 6 counties back because that's what the people want to hear. They're full of shit. They're traitors. Sinn Féin are traitors, and make no bones about it. Trust me. Yeah. India, fuck them. Exactly. All the dregs are coming here. You know what I mean? That's listen. Any money is not coming here, lads. You know. What about the horrors and the government brought into this country? More abuse, child kidnapping. Yeah, I agree with you. Was in Lanzarote for a week, so felt so safe, safer than Dublin, no crime. Yeah, I know. Yeah, perhaps a form of Christian National Socialism is needed. Perhaps. Yeah, Michael John. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Michael John. 233 and 44 lives. Come on now. I know we're going up again, mate. We're going up. We're up to 5 now. Fair play. That was probably a few minutes ago. Muhammad enslaved and raped, so they can do it in their religion. Yeah, I've been watching a few things about the religion. Like you pay them this Jesus tax. You know what I mean? That's like a tax to let you stay alive. Like, you know, there's nobody coming to see Ireland. We must save ourselves. Yeah, there's nobody coming to save us, lads. We do need to save ourselves. Okay, let me just.
Right, do you want to get that video up?
Which one is it again? There, sorry.
The Michael McCarthy one.
Yeah,
And remember, this girl. Then they went to arrest this girl for carrying weapons.
Yeah. Where is he? Hang on there. Sorry, I had it there. I must have been looking at it there, haven't I? Yes, okay, I have it there. Go on, let's go.
Yes, you have a knife.
This video's going viral.
Why are you fucking with us?
Fucking kid bashers.
Show the knife. Show the knife. Show the knife.
Away from us.
Show the knife. Show the knife.
Don't touch her.
That's it. That's it. Show the knife. Show the knife. That's it.
Don't fucking touch my little sister. She ain't fucking 12. Where's her fucking catching me?
Did you hear that?
Fucking 12 and you just battered me, mate.
Don't touch my little sister, she's 12. You have a 12-year-old girl feeling like she has to carry around a knife, and there's a grown man going up to her, videoing her, and her sister is shouting, "Don't touch my little sister, she's 12. This is Europe. This is happening in Europe. There are demographics we are inviting into our country that commit sexual crimes in multiples compared to our own people, that murder in multiples compared to our own people. It's about time we had a conversation asking the question, why are we bringing those people who commit these crimes into our country? What benefit is it to us?
None whatsoever.
But the fact that the fact that child had to have them on her and feel that she has to carry them, what kind of society is this? Like, you know what I mean? I'm sure there's loads of Irish kids the same carrying now at the moment. I am.
Why was he filming them? I seen something up today where somebody was making an excuse saying that he was on his way to the shops with his wife. What's he filming a 12-year-old for? Who was clearly stating to stay away. You know? Like, it's unbelievable that people can make excuses for these men.
This is happening daily now in Scotland and England. It's happening here too, mate. It's happening here too. Shows how dismal things have gone. Yeah, Angie, how are you? Her sister was hospitalised, has since been arrested. Need his sister now arrested too. Wow. I didn't get much of an update on it there. So that's it, is it? Yeah, it's a shocking video. It is. Adele Gillick, what's that? Sherry Fitzgerald are ringing people I know constantly in one estate. Nice estate, 400k houses. They have plenty of Indian buyers. Boycott them. They're all Indian buyers, lads. All Indian buyers. That child was arrested. Oh my God.
Yeah, I said that, yeah.
Chib, Scotland hasn't changed too much. Yeah.
Yeah, but like this is how bad things are. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just like I've sent over. Like, it's video after video. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
We should have a guest on now at 9:30. There's another one there with a blonde lady who I featured before, and it's under UK Afghan.
Yeah, I have that there. Yeah, yeah.
We'll just play that.
Serious question. Does this man look like he is in desperate need of asylum? This man's name is Sadiq Nikzad. He is an Afghan migrant who came into the UK via small boat and was granted asylum. But before he did that, he traveled as a tourist all throughout Europe for 3 years. 3 years living the lap of luxury. Look at him in his 3-piece linen suit. Look at him at the Eiffel Tower. Look at him in Italy. This man is living the lap of luxury, traveling around Europe for 3 years before the UK grants him asylum. I wish the story was over. So Sadiq enters the UK, goes to Scotland, is being housed in a migrant hotel on the taxpayer money, and then brutally rapes a 15-year-old girl a mile from where the government was giving him housing in broad daylight. He was convicted of rape of a 15-year-old and sentenced to 9 years, but he maintained his innocence because of cultural differences. His lawyer argued that he didn't know. There's a cultural difference. It's not his fault. And please remember, in the UK, Afghan migrants are 22 times more likely to be convicted of a sexual crime than a British national. This girl's life is changed forever because a system failed her. The UK government will tell you over and over not to go to Afghanistan, yet they're bringing Afghan men into the country to commit crimes against women and children over and over and over again. The primary role of a government is to protect its citizens from foreign and domestic threats. And the UK government is not just not doing that, they are inviting threats into the country and forcing the taxpayers and the citizens to pay for it. That country's gone. It's a shame. It's such a shame.
Now, we're full of Afghans here as well. They're coming from England straight over here, you know? And it seems there's 21,000 of them. Was it 21,000 that came in over the last 2 years through Afghanistan when they were getting them all out because they were soldiers there and the whole lot?
The British government said they were going to be bringing in 24,000. And we have featured a chart that it states the number one, we'll say, men from this country, which is Afghan, is 59% likely to rape. And the UK are bringing in 24,000 of those men, all men.
But these same men that the UK had brought in, they were all revoked. They weren't let in the first time. And they reapplied again. And they were being deported, supposed to be deported because of crimes and everything else that they had there. And they were told, the government were told, no, let them in. That's it. End of story. Exonerate them on everything.
How is that man let in? Like, he's been traveling around for 3 years. Why is he in under asylum? Like, this is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then he rapes and destroys a 15-year-old girl's life. Like,
Alec
this is
commands
just ridiculous.
them, fuck you, Brit government. I'm with the Republicans now. Thanks, little Ingela. Yeah. There's a bit of news coming over the next few days as well. There's something in the pipeline, so we'll talk about it on Sunday night show probably. Yeah. Once I get to go ahead, I can talk about it. So I will. Then I'll talk about it. So yeah. But mass deportations, that's what we want. It's disheartening what's happening. How are we going to change this? The Irish are being ignored. Of course we are. We're being ignored, all right. There's people living in their ma's house. There's people living on sofas. There's people living, with their ma's and dads with kids. There's people living on streets. There's people living in cardboard boxes. Yet these people are coming in here and they're being housed within 4 months. I was told, I think, today that they're to be housed within 4 months.
But sure, we know that. Roderick Gorman said it.
Yeah, yeah. But apparently now this is set in stone. Yeah. Citizens arrest warranted. Yeah, yeah. 24,000 Afghans already in UK hidden from public. Yeah, exactly. 64 likes, 270 in the chat. Like and share, boys and girls. Yeah, thanks, fair play to you. We're up to 600 there now. And anyway, fair play to everyone for sharing it. Keep sharing it out there. But, where are we? There we are there. But yeah, we have a guest coming on in a few minutes, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
I might have hit the wrong bleeding button. I put it back to 300. Yeah. There you are, at the hitting 600 there, people. Fair play to everyone. Keep sharing it there. Keep sharing it. I don't know whether there's other lives on. I'd say Gavon has a live on. Yeah. I have written to President Trump about this. Fair play to you, Michael John. I think we all have. Don't forget Sligo at the weekend. Yeah, no problem. We'll pull that up in a few minutes and we put it out there. John sent that to me last week. I think I have it there somewhere.
Yeah, we should have it. Do you want to play Eddie Hobbs one? It's only 1 minute, 6 seconds, talking about Jim O'Callaghan, who has stated, and I think he was on a phone call to Helen, that Dublin is safe. Now, I did ask the question, when he's talking about Dublin is safe and he's out for, an out walk around the place, is he there with 20 guards, the armed forces, and maybe 50 security guards?
The same way she was, yeah. She was. That's how she walked around.
Well, I'm sure he was as well. He must have been on the phone to her, because the two of them were saying Dublin is safe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So this is what he's after coming out with. So Eddie Hobbs did a video on him.
Oh, so let's play Eddie then. I'm raising 3 young kids and I'm terrified for their future in Ireland. Join the club, Leanne. We're all the same, but we're trying. Little England, I agree. UK government are demonic beings. Luigi Mangione is a hero in America. Just saying. I want to get my pension and come back and fight for ERA. Yeah, please do. Yeah. That's right. I forgot about Sligo. Yeah, we'll put it up in a while. I'll get it out there now. Yup, 7 up. Yeah. Yes, boy. Yeah. Now, I have Jake sitting down there. Report from the UK showed that only 2% of migrants are skilled and only 5% can contribute to the economy. The rest have to be supported by the taxpayer, and why the UK soon is looking for a bailout. Okay,
well, remember the government admitted 85% are economic migrants.
Yeah, I'm just going to bring up Jake there for a minute. Hello there, Jake. How are you?
Welcome, Jake. How are you?
Good to see you.
All good.
I need to go to the toilet, so I'm going to drop.
You got your cup of tea, Jake, did you?
Yeah.
Good man. So
bit
for
warm
anyone
lately.
who doesn't know Jake, we met Jake last weekend at the rally for the youth up in Dublin with Aaron, and Jake did a fantastic speech, which we played here. So how's things going since then?
It's going good. Obviously sent messages from Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, but a lot of comments there. I've gotten a good few followers on my X page. I think I've gone a little bit semi-viral in the community. Just so much. I've been getting DMs. I've gotten some people asking my postcode to send me stuff like stuff in the mail, like fan mail or whatever. It's been great. Just overwhelming support and positivity. It's really encouraging. And I'm already a very confident person, but it reinforces confidence even more. So now I just can't wait till Sligo.
Well, that's it. But look, we've stated this several times. It's very, very important for young people to be speaking out. Like I mentioned in the interview with you, if you just want to emphasize again, how are you finding things with your peers with what is going on in the country?
Yeah, I mean, apathy is just the way I would describe it. Many of them just do not care. So I'm in the politics and history course, right? But I'm actually the only person who has an interest in running for office. Pretty much everyone in my class wants to be a teacher, and the amount of them, maybe even the majority of them, do not see themselves staying in the country for the next 5-10 years. They want to go to Dubai, they want to go to Australia, New Zealand. It's desperate, and it only it's like a compounding thing. It's a snowball effect, right? Because it's the type of thing that's so easy to start going. The worse the things get, the more people want to leave, and the fewer young people there are to stay here. The more young people that are gone, the harder it is to stop the issues here because people aren't here to do things about it, which makes it worse, which makes more people want to leave, which makes it worse, which makes more people want to leave.
I know what you mean. And like, you know, obviously the housing situation like is a huge issue. You know, like as you said yourself, an awful lot of young people are just feeling so disillusioned with how are they going to afford a house.
Housing's the main issue that everything revolves around. So I'm still at home, right? I haven't tried to look for accommodation. I'm comfortable enough. But my younger brother, who's 20, and he goes to DKIT as well with me, right? He's younger, but he went to college sooner, so he's a year ahead of me because he's younger. And so he was at home all of the first year, and second year, like halfway through the kind of second semester of second year, he went to he moved out a flat with a mate, kind of near campus that he wanted to stay at, and they stayed there for the second half of second year. But then he had to come back. He had to come back permanently, not even just over the summer. He's like just, I don't even think he's going to go for student accommodation next year. He had to move back home because the rent was too high. Without his weekly subsidy from Susan, like the weekly grant, even the two of them was too much. And they exited the agreement just in time to get the deposit back. They were able to get a few hundred back via deposit. But man, I mean, the landlords, they do not make it easy. Like, they'd almost win an Olympic medal if dodging phone calls was a sport, you know. And that's not even the worst of it. I know another guy through my brother who contacted the police with the landlord finally picked the phone back from the deposit. You know, he dropped off into the urn, he or she, then magically reappeared once the police were mentioned. I've got another mate who goes to UCD. He lived in student accommodation for the first year of his course. Now he's been priced out back to Drogheda, right? And it's now 90-minute commute, right? So I think multiple bus fares, one to Dublin and one throughout the city, 90 minutes each way every single day. Like, that's so mentally exhausting, but also expensive. A young person who's already struggling, so desperate.
And Jake, are you living at home while you're at college, or are you in rented accommodation?
No, yeah, I live at home. So I'm just a little bit outside of Deleek, out where the big primary school road is. So my method of transport is I get a lift to Drogheda, about 10 kilometres away or so, and then I just get the bus to and from DKIT. So it's handy enough for me. It's not so bad. All together combined, it's like a 40-ish minute commute each way, so it's not so bad. I'm not, you know, as eager to leave the house as say my brother would be. Kind of, he wants to live a bit more independently, whereas I'm a bit more of a nest bird at the moment. So, and I'm also.
But it is very difficult now for students to try and find accommodation because so much accommodation has been taken up. And like, would a lot of your friends have found it, would say, more difficult last year coming into this year now than what they would have maybe a couple of years before that?
Yeah, it's getting worse every year. Every single year, it's getting worse.
Yeah, I find that as well with my son. Now, he's finished college, thank God, but he was in Clonmel, and last year it was nearly impossible to try and find him somewhere, you know, to live. Thank God he wasn't a first-year student, that he was able to kind of stay with others, you know. And like, are you finding the students, like, are they putting the two and two together and realise that an awful lot of these housing issues are down to immigration?
No, in my experience, no. I mean, you've got a lot of so Sinn Féin is the big popular one in my class, and Sinn Féin supporters, you know, they kind of have this idea of just had Sinn Féin in charge, everything would be free, everyone would have a free house, someone would magically come and pay for it all. It's just the government, it's just evil. It's as simple as that. But if you try to pinpoint it towards immigration, my experience anyway, it hasn't gone down too well. I mean, just today you saw that 52 new students have come from Gaza. I don't know whether they're all going to be in Dublin or whether they're going to be spaced out. There may even be one or two at my college, so I'll be a bit careful with what I say in case I run into them. But you know, like, it's just not the time. It's just not the time at all. Immigration it's absolutely a contributing factor, and I would arguably say even the most contributing factor to the housing crisis right now. But no, like, any kind of murmurings of that do not go down well. Everybody just wants to say You know, push in pain in charge, magically pay for everything to be fixed.
Well, things will be fixed, but just not the way we want them to be fixed. Be fixed in a whole different way, you know. And but it is true. Like, you know, I heard this story about a year ago where there was a young Ukrainian girl and she was going to a college, and she went into a vape shop, and your man knew her well, like, and he just said to her, you know, college nearly finished, you know, what are you planning on doing? And she turned around and she said to him, oh, I'm going to go to, you know, to Trinity College in September. And he kind of laughed at her. He thought she was joking because he knew that she'd been already at college doing a course. And he was like, how are you going to go to Trinity, which is obviously like the most expensive college in Ireland? And she turned around and she said, oh, the government's going to pay for it. So she has already been to college. She more than likely had a free accommodation. They also will get, remember that €1,000 they were getting as an allowance as well, right? And then they were going to turn around and pay for her to go to Trinity College. Like, the government's not going to pay for you to go to Trinity College or give you €1,000 for spending money. Like, this is why I can't understand why students aren't seeing what's going on.
Yeah, it's not right. It's not right at all. 100%.
And like, are any of them seeing the unfairness to it all?
Not enough. No, I mean, I'm trying to do my best. I mean, because so I've said before to you that I'm involved in my students' union, and obviously I'm only going into my second year, right? But at some point, I'm trying to make it onto the student union executive class rep. And we had a demonstration in October that was supposed to be protesting against the Department of Housing, the Department of Infrastructure, for lack of student accommodation and for renting prices. And that was a complete disaster. Like none of the USI as a whole didn't have cohesive organization with the event. All the different colleges were protesting at different times for different length of times, a lot of confusion. It just wasn't coordinated. And I tried to raise that effort with the executive. I even wrote out a whole legislative bill, right, that I brought to my student union president. I said, right, at this year's USI Congress, which is called COJOL, which only the executives can go to, I wrote this bill. You bring it to COJOL, and basically this bill would have standardized USI protests in the future, right, to make protests and demonstrations more effective. And because some colleges were only protesting for like 5 minutes, they literally walked out. The students walked out and then came back in for 5 minutes. Like, that's not even a protest. Like, the teachers probably didn't even notice you were gone. Like, I just like went to the bathroom. And I was told, oh yeah, no, this is fine. We'll put this bill forward. Everything looks good. And if there is some objection, we'll let you know. And then a few days later, I was just told on the spot at a debate, oh yeah, like, we're not sending it forward to COJOL. And I was like, why? And they wouldn't tell me. So they literally said, yeah, this sounds like a really good idea. We're going to progress this. And if there are any hiccups or kind of redrafting that we need to do, then we will let you know. We didn't do any of that. So I wasn't very impressed with the student union president and the regional office of the Midlands, Dublin, South of it is BMW. Borders, Midlands, and West region, and something like that. Those are the two people that were supposed to clue me in, and they just didn't. And it really kind of annoyed me because it was like on live stream and debate the student union. It almost felt like they're trying to make me look bad because they were like friends with other candidates trying to get elected. It felt a bit conspiratorial. Students' union don't seem to have much of a clue. At least at my college, what they're doing how to deal it. Hopefully that'll change if I get elected.
Sorry, Jake. Can you just check your mic?
Someone's just asking. Yeah.
How bad is it?
Yeah, you're kind of
it's
buffering.
okay now. You're up and down. You're up and down, but you seem to be all right now. Someone's just asking, "Be okay to send in a clip?" Yeah, send in a clip if you want. The WhatsApp number is 089-203-15.
It might be because I have headphones in. Maybe that's why. But did everyone hear everything I said there? Like, did
the last kind of couple of lines, no, you were kind of muffled.
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying the students' union at like the colleges don't seem to have much of a clue about what they're doing to fix it either.
Yeah.
No, yeah. If I do start cutting out, though, let me know immediately because I don't want to be ranting on for minutes only to find out.
No. I'm going to move on with a
Jake,
video.
you're working with Sharon Keoghan.
Yeah, I did bits for her. Sharon's lovely, yeah.
Oh, you were? Okay, go on. Tell us a little bit about that. How's that?
Yeah, so I think it's my first time actually meeting you, Paul. Obviously, I met Orla on Sunday, but I don't know if you were there now. So it's nice to meet you, by the way. Just
how are you doing? You must have been gone.
He was inside, you know.
Yeah,
chilling out.
So I did a PLC in journalism before my course at DTIT, and Sharon Keoghan, along with a couple of councillors, operate a news outlet called Delete District News and Delete. So I worked there for work experience, and then, like I said, the timing was just convenient. You know, I got a bit lucky that the local elections are coming up. Told them I had an interest in politics, brought me on for that. Then the general elections. I just do bits and bobs here and there. Sharon is like the founder or the main organizer of an organization called Delete Revival, which is all about improving the local area. And there's another one called what's it called? Delete Revival. The Feel Good something. The Feel Good Project. It's like a kind of section of Delete Revival, which is all about improving mental health, especially for young people, and they do stuff like men's sheds and stuff like that. So I'm now on a kind of local committee, kind of made up of different representatives and figures from the kind of Laytown, Bettystown area in Meath, and it's based out of Delete. It's called the Delete Towns Team Committee. So I'm on that now as, first of all, the representative for Delete Revival, along with Geraldine Keoghan, who's Sharon's sister, councillor, and then there's also Carol Lennon, who's another independent councillor, and then I'm also kind of unofficially the representative for younger people and students, you know. So I look forward to that position.
Well, that's great. Like, I mean, that's going to be great for your CV as well, you know, that you work with Sharon and that. See, Kevin Coyle actually put in a question there about gender-neutral toilets. Is there many of them in your college?
Not that I know of. I don't. There are no one in my class or any of my friend circle who would fall into any of the LGBT or any of that kind of stuff. No, not that I know of. I don't know. I think I don't mean this as like a mocking way. I'm being genuinely serious. I think individuals that fall into that category are encouraged to maybe avail of the disabled bathrooms. I don't think there are any official gender neutral. I think they fall into the disabled category, and I don't mean that in a mocking way. That's actually how it is.
Just the question was asked. How do you find your lecturers? Do you find them like completely woke, or are some of them awake to what's going on, or how do you find them?
Well, so I study politics and history, and there is a lot of overlap. But history obviously is just about kind of covering facts. So subjective interpretations or conversations don't really take place very much. So my history teachers don't really know. I mean, I think all my lecturers are quite nice people, especially my history teachers. They're lovely people. Politics teacher, I think he's a great teacher. He comes in and he has no notes whatsoever, no presentation, no script, doesn't look at the screen. He just comes in and he just fires off everything from the heart and the mind and everything. It feels like a massive conversation the whole class time rather than a lecture. So he's very good at that. Personality wise, we do kind of conflict with each other a little bit. I'm a little bit older. I started in college a little bit older than maybe most of the people in the class, so a couple of years older, so I'm a bit more knowledgeable, a bit more involved in stuff, a bit more confident, so I'd kind of push back against some of the stuff he says a bit. I wouldn't say we've gotten into any arguments. I mean, I've gotten into arguments with other students, but for the most part, I would say, no, it's a good environment. We're encouraged to, at least from the teacher's end anyway, the other students not so much. But my teacher, yeah, you can be a little bit kind of moody sometimes and a bit kind of annoying. But overall, yeah, he encourages open debate. He encourages freedom of speech, not kind of personally attacking anyone for their beliefs. And overall, I love it. You know, a couple nitpicks here and there, and I have had some issues with them and some other students. But overall, it's a great experience, and I'm absolutely having so much fun. I love going into college every day. I find both the history and especially the political classes so fun. A little bit woke sometimes, but for the most part, I'd recommend it. I think it's a good environment.
That's good.
Well, that's nice to hear. We'll move on with a video, and you can stay with us there if you want for a few minutes.
You can give your opinion on it, Jake.
Yeah, it's just cool. Gavin Pepper. I'm just going to go with Gavin Pepper here. This is from last night. Gavin put an emergency motion. So I'm going to put that in there now, and we'll come back and talk.
How are you folks? Councillor Gavin Pepper here, and I'm here in the car now to And the reason why I'm making this video tonight is you've probably seen a Grip Media article today where they're once again trying to put bypass centres in the North Inner City, where there is no room and no resources, where people are waiting for doctor's appointments. You've seen the problem with the creches, you have the children's hospital that's not even built yet, finished yet, more problems every single day, and Irish people in these working class communities struggling. Now, I put in an emergency motion into the council. Now, this was passed down in Kilkenny. I had cross-party support with Fianna Fáil, Labour and the Greens all agreeing. So there's no reason why mine should be accepted and not passed. So you got to ask yourself, why is this happening in the city centre? And why aren't people listening to the communities when they're speaking out? What's going on? All I see is certain individuals making millions off the backs of the working class communities who are left behind, who don't have anything. We've been forgotten about. But if this was over in D4, this wouldn't be beside a school. They would not allow it. They have the money and the resources to fight against it. And that's what is where the inequality and unfairness is. They all talk about inclusiveness in the government, but why does that not include the working class people? Because that's who's left behind. We've had enough of it. The people are sick of it. And it's time you engage with the communities properly instead of not giving them a say. Because the wealthy in this country have a great say on who lives beside them, but the poor people and the working class don't. It's not fair. So my emergency motion, please God that it gets passed, and we need to start the fight back against this, because there's certain individuals that are multi-millionaires, and yet there's communities struggling. We have our own criminals here in Ireland. We have our own problems. We do. But we don't even have prison room for them. They're getting suspended sentences to beat the band. And then you bring in people from the third world and other countries who give different names, different aliases, and then you don't know where to deport them back to. This is a laughing stock. We had a laughing stock of the war. And everybody seems scared to speak out about it. Well, the name calling ends. It's common sense. It's time for common sense policies in Ireland. And the common sense, most important thing, is to put the working class people first.
Now Gavin's dead right there. Dead right there. But it's the only place they're putting these bypass centres is in working class areas. And besides school in working class areas. I'm gonna see if I can pull out that. I did a documentary about 2 years ago called Class Wars, where me and Gavin went around D4, D6, all the places over that side, the money places. And we showed probably 10 properties that could be used for bypass. And nothing was used. And then and a guy actually bumped into us while we were doing a video and told us that they actually pay these guys to protest against us. Yeah, your man is on camera telling us that. Like, that's in the documentary and everything. I'm going to put it up on the YouTube channel so as people can watch it. It's 2-year-old, but it's well worth a watch.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't. I would just be being like a parrot and just be repeating everything Gavin just said if I gave my opinion. Everything just completely bang on. If you were to drop some bus loads of those individuals in those areas that you just mentioned, in D4 and around that type of area, watch how quick now people would be saying, right, maybe now there's enough of it. Out of sight, out of mind.
Well, that's what happened. Like, we actually went out. I don't know whether you knew that, and we actually went out and camped outside Pat Kenny's house in Dalkey 2 years ago on the Maybank holiday, just to let him see, just to let the people at Dalkey see how easy it is for a migrant to come out with a tent and pitch a tent anywhere they want. And listen, the people came out, the people spoke to us, the people. Pat Kenny didn't, obviously, but Pat Kenny advocates for all of this. You know what I mean? He advocates for everything. You know what I mean? Bring in the migrants, just not in my area. You know?
Yeah. Like no, absolutely. I saw. I wish I could shout him out, but I don't remember the name of the channel. I think I just saw it on a random reel on TikTok or something. But there was this. I think he was American, and he was going. It was at a protest for the Palestinians or whatever, like welcoming them in, and it was the protesting against some local government or whatever, state government, to give them more housing. And he literally was just going up to every single person he could find there and just asking, would you take one or two into your home? And if mental gymnastics was a sport, Like I said, the same as the landlords earlier with the dodging, they'd win gold medals. Like they came up with every reason imaginable under the sun why they couldn't. It was incredible to watch.
There's a guy here done it at one of the protests as well, one of the lefty protests there last year, during the year, could have been during this year, maybe last year. Went around asking them, how many migrants have you got in your house? Oh, none. I have no room. But you're out here protesting everyone else and you've no room. Yeah, well, I haven't. My circumstances have changed. And you're full of shit, your man said, and just walked away and left them. But he must have done that to about 10 people. You know, the refugee.
Well, very few of them, you know, that are out protesting have actually taken them into their houses. But you know, they're happy for them to go elsewhere. You know, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
you
know, money talks. Money talks.
It's a racket. It's a racket. You just call it what it is. It's a racket. It's a money racket.
And this thought actually came, like we were just talking about this before you come on, Jay. Like, you obviously will have female friends in college. Are any of them not concerned about what's happening? Because I mean, they're going to be on TikTok, they're going to be on X, they're going to see what's going on, you know, with all the women, you know, that are being attacked by these migrants. Like, are they saying to you that they're worried about anything, or are they just pretending it's not happening?
No, pretending it's not happening. I would never ever wish for anything like that to happen to any of them, but a lot of people are like that, you know, until it happens to them or someone who they know, their sister, whoever, they just remain ignorant of it. And then when they finally experience it, then But I think this is one of those social issues where women are really the driving factor of it. I think once the women get sick of the refugees, that's when they'll start going home. You know, a lot of people like to say men run society, but in this circumstance, in this context, I think it's really the women who have the more powerful say. Like, mark my words, once the women start getting sick of the refugees, then they'll start being sent back, guaranteed.
True. I always say the mothers, you know, when the children are at risk.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know. Yeah. Hold on a second now, let me see what else we have up. Did you actually we've discussed this a few times as well, Paul, in relation to that DAS News?
I have it there, yeah. I have it there.
So we've discussed this a few times, Jake, about what's going on with the Deliveroo drivers. I noticed a few videos of this happening over in the UK, but it seems to be happening now in Ireland, where, you know, a Deliveroo driver, the majority of them are foreign. And there's been a incidents now where they're trying to get into houses. But watch this video now of what this Deliveroo driver did to two young girls who had ordered a takeaway. There's two videos, Paul. There's the initial video and then there's the update one. And Paul is frozen.
The update one, is that the one you're talking about?
There's two of them. They're beside each other.
Okay, hold on.
The one is just the video of him, and then the other one is underneath it saying update. But like, you think about how many people, you know, order a takeaway. How many women are on their own in a house? You know, how many, would say, teenagers could be on their own, you know?
Yeah, it's something that people don't really think about, but it is kind of like a weirdly intimate thing, like giving a complete stranger your address and just trusting them to be qualified and not a weirdo.
Yeah.
But what happens? What happens if the kids are there themselves looking after them? Like, I know we all have teenagers.
This is what this video is about. These two teenage girls were on their own in the house. They're only after coming back from holidays, and the parents said, you know, should just order a takeaway. You know, didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
Are we all back?
Yeah, you're back now.
You all just went off for a minute. Yeah, you all just went off for a minute. Right, I'm going to play this. This is the further update. This is only 20 seconds long. We'll come back and just talk about it.
Yeah, the video.
Just a little update on the video that I posted today about the Apache Pizza driver. The mother of the child is actually speaking to the manager of the Apache Pizza, and the manager is willing, and the owner is willing, to give the drivers details tomorrow, and then they're going to be handed over to the Gardaí, which this fella hopefully will be arrested. I will update this when more information comes in.
Now, Paul, I've just resent that video over, so you'll have it there. It's 1 minute 51 seconds, so it's just telling the story about what happened. But like, this needs to be highlighted, Jake, about what's going on. Like, something serious could end up happening.
Could you give me the gist of what those texts said? The writing was just a bit too small on my end to make out.
Paul will show you now the video.
Okay, we'll play this video. And you'll know exactly what the context is, Jake. Okay? Just bear with me there, and I'll share this. Just give me a thumbs up if you have sound.
Okay.
I'm about to show you a video that's going to turn your stomach. I got a message off a follower on Instagram on a situation that took place with her child and her child's friend. Now, keep in mind, these children are only 13 and 14. Let me give you a little bit of a backstory. These children were just after being in America fighting for Ireland. They were jet lagged coming home. The kids rang themselves with pizza. So when the pizza came, the delivery driver rang the phone and the girls didn't want to go near the door, so he went to the window, approached the window, grabbed the food. And while he was at the window, I'm going to hear, this is going to blow your mind. He was asking them, are you having fun? Like, keep in mind, these are kids. Are you having fun? Do you want to join and stuff like that? The girls took their food, closed the window. Good luck to you, boy. A few minutes later, the phone rang. And this is what happened.
Can I join you?
I'm going to report you.
Sorry?
I have you on video of you sick weirdo.
No, she was slapping you very nicely. I can slap you as well. If you don't mind, I can do it better than her. It was really nice.
What? Say that again?
The girl behind you was really slapping you nice. You okay, guys? It was really nice.
What? Say that again?
The girl behind you was really slapping you nice.
Yeah, that's disturbing.
That's it.
And those two girls were on their own.
Yeah, and I mean, like, that guy's going to know their address now permanently. So, like, they can't even, it's not even the type of thing where once the parents come home that night, they're like, okay, cool, now it's over. Like, every single night now that they're alone, they could be thinking, is that guy, watching?
Exactly.
Or like, does that guy have, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that, now because of that one single incident, every single time they're on their own, they're not going to be able to even be in basic comfort and relaxation in their own home. Like, it's awful.
Yeah, I agree.
This is happening more and more. Like, how many of these Deliveroo drivers are actually vetted? They probably aren't.
But a lot of them, I've seen Gardaí shaking them down because supposedly a lot of them are used as like drug traffickers for cities too.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole I've never used Deliveroo or anything like that before. I don't think I ever would. I've heard a couple different things regarding that company. Need to get their.
We just showed a video there, I think it was last week, over in the UK, where a Deliveroo driver tried to push his way in to a house where a woman was on her own as well. She was able to get a video off it. Like, it's just, it's becoming more frequent what's going on.
Yeah.
Shocking.
And how recent ago was that? Like, have there been any development? Like, are they pressing any kind of charges? Or?
Well, the man has been sacked and it's been reported to the guard, so I'm assuming some sort of an investigation is going to be done. But sure, you don't know. Like, half the time you don't hear what happens afterwards.
Yeah.
And then no description is given either, like, as to who he is or anything like that,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mark is just saying he has the girls on.
Yeah. You're freezing there again, Paul.
Someone saying he should get his address. But how do we know? This doesn't matter. Sure, it's his address. Well,
actually, while Jake's on, this would be a good one to play. It's Michael McCarthy as well. I'm a huge fan of Michael. And it's housing where there's a girl in a car talking, and you just feel so sorry for you because you can just hear the disillusionment, desperation, in relation to housing.
Is that the Aoife one who I see on TikTok? The name Aoife?
I don't know what her name is. It's just Michael McCarthy video.
Right. I might know who.
James.
You might know when you see it. I just thought it was very good.
Lads, I have a question. When is all this going to change? I know it's not now. I know it's not going to happen like right now, but we need a party right now to fight this far left shit I'm so sick of it. We're all sick of it, mate. And we're trying to put something. No, okay, we have Deal of Hair and the whole lot. I'll put the webpage now in a minute. But there is something else happening as well in the background that could bring a lot of people together. So, yeah, we're trying our best. So just leave it with me. If I can announce it on Sunday, I will announce it on Sunday. If not, it'll be Monday probably. But don't get food deliveries. Boycott the lot.
Go to an Irish. If you're going to get a takeaway, try and go to an Irish takeaway.
Yeah, but you look at how quick. Like, I'm not saying how quick, but all this Deliveroo stuff, this was all shipped in during COVID. You know what I mean? It was all right to be getting deliveries from McDonald's, and you know, I know people now that get it in Blanchardstown now. The helicopter comes over, the bleeding the drone drops it. Yeah, I'm not, and you want to see these drones? They're going by each other. It's like something now with Star Wars. I'm not messing. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I was on the football pitch down there in Verona a couple of weeks ago. The kids were playing in a blitz, and there was hundreds of kids in the middle of the pitch. And these things are just fium every couple of minutes. And what they do is they pull over the garden, they drop it down on a string, and they just drop the string and everything down. Once it hits the ground, bump, good luck, there you go. You know, it wouldn't be for me, not for a bleeding McDonald's, like, you know what I mean, or a sausage McMuffin, you know what I mean? No.
And it's like the prices are ridiculous too. Like it's extortionate.
I think it's a £5 to get it actually delivered by that, or £4. It's £4 or £5, yeah.
But again, like everything, like all these machines, they're taking away people's jobs. That's a delivery driver that isn't working because of these drones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean an Irish one.
But listen, AI is going to be do the same. The digital currency is going to do the same, lads. You know what I mean? A lot of guys who are getting nixers here, £100 jobs or 100 and 200 quid jobs, they're not going to get them anymore. It's not going to happen. You know what I mean? You won't get 20 or 40 quid in a bleeding card now for your birthday, or that'll all go once this money goes. So, people, cash is king.
Cash is king.
Would
you use cash?
Right, or
I do actually, yeah. Revolut is the big one with people my age. I actually don't use Revolut. I use either cash or just bank card. I used to use Revolut, actually. I mainly used it to buy stocks rather than hold money. But I stopped using it because they introduced this new feature where in order to use it, you had to have a lock screen on your phone. And I personally just don't like having a lock screen on the phone. It's just a pet peeve of mine. I don't like having to type in the code every single time I take my phone out and turn it on. And so I just feel like that was a bit of an overreach from them. And then they kept wanting information updated too often. I just got a bit sick of it. So I don't use Revolut. But no, I would carry cash on me a good bit, more than most people my age anyway. You never know when you'd need some. It helped me out a couple of times if I missed it.
I find it great because at least, you know, when you open your wallet, you know exactly what's there. Do you know, when you're a bank card, it's very easy just to be tap, tap, tap. But at least, you know, when you see the physical cash, you know, oh, I have 20 euros, I have 30, or do you know what I mean?
And it also, and I would say this especially applies to people around my age because they'd be more frequently visiting like pubs and clubs and stuff like that. If you're just tapping away at a card, especially if you're having a few drinks and you're getting a bit tipsy, it's easier to lose track of how much you're spending. You get some land when you check your account the next day or next week, whatever. But with cash, you probably feel like you're spending money, if you know what I mean. So that's another element to it.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. That's what I mean. You know what's in your wallet, you know. Yeah, I try to use cash as much as I possibly can, you know, just try and make sure that we're, you know, actually just using cash, you know. The more people that use cash, you're fighting back against what they're trying to do with the digital currency, you know, because that will be full control if that is brought in, you know.
Yeah. That's what they want. They're making moves towards
That's exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
I see. I only skim the basics of it, but I think the EU are doing something. Is it near the end of next month, or to do with digital currency? They're officially bringing they're doing something major to advance it. So like it's coming. It's not just like a hypothetical thing anymore. It's like they're trying to sneak it in. It's getting close.
But people need to be fighting back against it. I always say the most important word out there is no. No to lockdowns. No to digital cash. No to immigration. No, 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 no. And if enough people, you know, stand up and say no, they can't control us all. It's the ones going along with things. That is the issue and problems.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, listen, you only need like 10% of people like on your side to completely take over a country, right? Like it doesn't really matter how many people are on your side. It just matters how many people are too distracted or too apathetic or too hopeless to do anything about it. You know, they feel like they don't matter. They feel like it's pointless. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter how many people are really on your side. It matters how many people are willing to just go along with it and not oppose it. But like a lot of people need to understand, like power is a purely abstract thing. It exists where you believe it exists. Like somebody can only ever have as much power over you, whether it be a person, entity, whatever, as you allow them to. You know, so people need to realize that, especially people my own age.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah, fairly valid points there, you meant, Jake. You know, Paul,
Well,
do you want
someone's
to
just putting up here. Hang on.
do you want to stick up that video on housing?
I'll do it now in a sec, yeah. Someone's just putting in here. Well, some may have slagged him in the past, but David Icke got a lot right. The British royal family are demonic beings. Diana knew.
Yeah.
I've been watching Icke for years, and people have been saying this, that, and the other about him. I'm gonna be honest, guys. Listen back to some of the shit he has said. It's happening now. It is happening. Like, you know what I mean? I know people can say he's a crazy and everything else. A lot of the stuff is coming through, and he has called it. So I'm a fan of his. You know what I mean? You mightn't be yourselves because people say he's a conspiracy theorist. But listen, most people that are telling the truth are conspiracy theorists. That's all I'd say. You know?
I say it all the time. I say it all the time. The difference between a far right conspiracy theory and the truth is a couple of years. That's it. Just wait, just time.
Exactly. 100%. Mm-hmm.
Well, I was told by somebody who was in at the meeting about this cashless digital currency thing, and he told me that, yeah, the talk was, let's just say they're keeping the cash and then we'll just phase it out. Boom, it's gone. That's it. End of story. Let them think they're keeping the cash. So that's what they're doing now at this moment. They're letting us think we're having cash.
Yeah. Somebody just asked in the comments, I do intend to be at the 17th of September demonstration, yes. I do plan on speaking at that.
Someone's just asked me,
isn't it?
Sorry?
I don't know whether Jake could know this. What's Sharon's stance on excess mortality? Can you ask Jake, does he know why Sharon advocated for illegal immigrants to have the same voting rights as the indigenous Irish in the last year's locals? Would you know anything about that?
No, I don't. I know Sharon goes on about vaccinations. I'd say I don't want to speak for her. I don't like speaking for anybody else, but I would suspect that she'd probably be along the same train of thought as a lot of you guys, and agree with you. Regarding the immigration thing, that when was that? I think that was maybe just a little bit before I started working with her.
It was in the locals. It was during the locals last year, yeah.
Right. I don't, but no, we've never talked about that. I mean, I suppose I could ask her sometime in passing if you want, and I could maybe do that.
Ask her come on some night. I'm sure a load of our lads here want to ask questions.
No, but Jake, you can't speak for somebody else. No,
I know you can't.
Do you know?
No, I mean,
what do you think of the whole issue with excess debts? Because that's not been talked about on RT or Virgin Media. I put it out recently there on Facebook as well, and it's all hidden. It's all brushed under the carpet, trying to ignore it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even like there's nothing conspiratorial about it. Like, it's just factual statistics. I wouldn't be as tapped into the whole vaccine thing. It wouldn't be a huge realm of passion for me compared to some other people. Like, I know Cal is very outspoken about it. It's not something that I'm too tuned into, but I have seen that. It doesn't seem conspiratorial at all to me. It's just factual statistics. So, I mean, listen, I wouldn't be like an anti-vaxxer. In general, I trust them and I find them to be pretty safe. But like, there is something going on. Like, you can't just deny factual statistics. I think, it's never as simple as one side makes it out to be. And I think that having some sort of skepticism is the way to go. But it needs to be brought, hopefully now, possibly when the Oireachtas returns from the recess over the summer, hopefully someone brings it as a question. So one of the private members brings it as a question to the Minister of Health.
Well, actually, I have, I know I want to play that housing video, but I have sent stuff on, Paul, there in relation to the chart on the excess debt. Like, you can't deny the statistics of what is going on. You can't say that it's normal for teenagers and young people to be out dying on pitches. I mean, with heart attacks. That's not normal, you know.
And it's it's far beyond the margin of error. Like, it's not even like it's slightly higher. You could maybe say, okay, well, maybe it's just, coincidental factors. It's not. It's well beyond the margin of error. It's like I was looking at it just earlier today. It's something like I think it's like at least 2 times. It's around 2 times the average of the EU, and potentially even upwards of 3 times percentage-wise for some other countries. Like, there's definitely something up, and a question needs to be raised to the Minister of Health 100%. People, but the most important thing is people need to keep on about it. Like, people don't let it just slip under the rug. Especially nowadays, people can get distracted and move on to the next story just like that, and they kind of want that to an extent. Like, keep it up every single day. You've been seen with the Justice for Noah thing. Keep at it every single day, and eventually they will have to acknowledge.
Well, you see, that's it. But see, this is the problem. Like, during the lockdowns, they were able to fire out the numbers of all these deaths.
Yeah.
The whole time. But yet, they're not addressing the excess deaths. But sure, we know why. Because they don't want to admit what's causing it, But you'll see it now in the next few minutes when Paul pulls up the charts. They're as clear as day. You can't deny those statistics.
Someone
from, RIP and all that.
Ken Donnelly is just asking that. What's happening with nationalism, Paul and Orla? Is this the worst it's ever been, with people pulling in different directions? It feels like it's in a bad place. What's your thoughts? Yes, it is in a bad place. And I think people, nefarious actors, have got us to this place. This is my thoughts and thoughts of other people. We were willing to work with everybody, but everybody wasn't willing to work with some people. So, like, you can't pick and choose who's a nationalist and who's not a nationalist. You know what I mean? You're either in it for the fight or you're not in it for the fight. There's a lot of people in this and they're not in it for the fight, the same fight as I'm in it for, and a few other people here on the chat and everywhere. They're not. And they've been proven not to be in it for the same fight as us. So I won't be working with them. So when these nationalists move aside and we set up what we have to set up, but as I said, there's something coming next week that could sort all this out. So we'll talk more about it next week. But yeah, it's going in the right direction, Ken. I think it is. I think we're trying to pull it in the right direction. And with Shannon Adina's help, Deala Heron's help, and any other parties who was willing to come with us on this journey, yes, we will definitely take back nationalism. That's where I'm coming from on that.
You just have to be in it for the right reasons. Simple as that.
Yeah. I know why I'm here. I'm here for my kids' future.
Don't like somebody, just move it on. Get on with it.
And I said in another space the other night that a big thing holding the nationalist movement back in this country is just the infighting. Like, you've got fellow nationalists falling out with each other and arguing with each other, maybe because they disagree on 5% of things, even though they agree on 95% of things, Like, we need more organization. We need to address the kind of splintering and just kind of get more of a cohesive effort together, for common interests and common goals, and not be falling out over petty stuff and petty differences.
Someone's just asking me there, are you back coaching, Paul? I see you with an Erding Gabra top the other day. I had the top on me. I was at a match, and that's where I came straight in after that. So I had shorts and everything on me, for Jesus' sake. I wasn't dressed up like I normally am. James, I make it my business to go to tills with someone behind it. I make a ruckus if they ask me to use the machines. I use them sometimes. Depends if I'm in a hurry.
But it's trying to use the tellers as well, because again, those machines are putting people out of work. So it's important to use the tellers where you can. But again, you go into Tesco and there might be one teller on,
Yeah. Same with Lidl's.
Queues.
And do you ever notice it in Lidl's? I love doing it in Lidl's. I love doing it. There's big queues. There's 3 and 4. 3 and 4 of the lines are full of people, and that people are nearly out the door, and you're just standing there, just waiting, rubbing your hands, waiting for till 4 is now opening, and boom, you're gone over here. Leave them all
just
standing.
Just annoy them. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But that has to be
done. Around. Yeah. What?
But that has to be done, because the more people use the machines, they're not using the tellers.
Yeah. Leanne Sweeney there. Thank God, Paul gives us a bit of hope. I hope that's what I was talking about a minute ago. I hope so. Yeah, and please God, we have got some hope.
Yeah.
They'll all have to unite. Well, eventually, yes, and the ones we weeded out who are not in it for the right reasons. I met David Icke in New York years ago, 1994. Too busy getting ready for talk, and his book said to speak to me about child abuse, York and Yorkshire. St. Luke 11:52. Woe the scribes. Okay. I'm not a nationalist. I'm a proud Republican. Okay, Dennis, no problem. There's a lot to be said for reading banned books by God there and education. Took 3 weeks for my local library to produce the book I required, which was followed by a lecture from the librarian as she questioned as to why I wanted it. Couldn't believe it. Like, it's not as though you're only 12, Angela. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
saying that in a bad way, like, you know what I mean? But come on. Yeah. Fucking vote and get ready for civil war. Yeah, I agree with you.
Do you
It's
think
looking
you'll
that
run
way.
for elections down the line, Jake?
Sorry?
Do you think you'll run for elections down the line?
Oh yeah, I plan on running in the next local elections in 2029 in either the Laytown Bettystown district or Ashburn district of Meath. That's the
Very
plan.
good.
Independent, would you? Independent, will you?
Yeah, well, I mean, see, the Meath independents are a bit unique because they're kind of independents in name only. They kind of work together a lot and promote each other a lot and canvass for each other and tell kind of their own vote bases to give the other one number two or whatever. So we kind of form our own unofficial party. So, for example, during the local elections now, obviously, I was canvassing for Geraldine and Amanda Smith, who are Laytown, Bettystown and Ashburn, respectively. And during the general election, me, Sharon, and Geraldine were all canvassing for Gillian Toole, who's now a first-time TD, and she's one of the regional independents in government. So I was very delighted for her there, and I'm still in contact with Gillian. May even do a few bits and bobs for her as well. I think she'll want me for stuff now once the Oireachtas returns from recess, and and then there's also Carol Lennon as well, who's another independent in Meath. So we'll see what happens, but that's kind of the plan. Is kind of all them are to an extent going to make up my campaign team. They'll be out supporting me and helping me get some votes from their voter bases. Not 100% whether they're all going to be running for re-election in the next one. If any of them don't, then that would make my chances even better, because then there would be an empty independent seat, and then those number two votes for me would turn to number one votes, ideally. But just take it one step at a time. My position on this new committee now for the next couple of years is going to be good to get my name and face out there more. I'm on a couple of different working groups throughout Meath, with Meath Women's Refuge, Civil Defence stationed in Delete, that unit. So I know people through that. You know how Irish people are, and you know how Irish people vote. Just friend of friends. Everyone knows everyone, so that helps. But yeah, like I said, also trying to become student union. Also trying to become student union president at some point. So just staying busy, getting my name and face out there. Preparing. But yeah, just one step at a time.
That's it, and get yourself known locally. Get involved in things, and that's important as well. But look, hopefully you'll have loads of time to do it, unless there's a snap general election.
I don't know whether I'm kind of hoping for that or not. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's hard to know. It's hard to know.
There'd be positives and negatives to it. Positives and negatives.
Halal Pork just put in there, Paul, we all know the Republican movement was infiltrated with touts. The nationalist movement need to learn from this. I think the nationalist movement have learned from this, Halal Pork. So, yeah. But that's the thing, Jake. As Paul said, there's some who don't want to work with others, and ironically, they outed themselves, whether they're aware of it or not. That's exactly what has happened here, because any of the nationalists I know will not work with these people now because they have outed themselves, So, listen, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Right. Orla Sullivan. Orla lives in a cash society, as far as I'm aware already. Whether you're on the piss, no card or cash.
Well, you see,
Owen,
I don't need to worry about bringing cash because the drinks are on you. That's one of our friends.
Ken Donnelly, what's the best takeaway in your area, lads? Any good Chinese or kebabs in Dublin 15, Paul? I tell you, I love Chef Inn, the Chinese Chef Inn. It's in Ongar. It's lovely. It's at the back of Dunn's. Lovely. That's the only one I eat. I don't eat any.
Delete has an unreal amount of fast food places for just one village. Like at one point, there were 3 different chippers / pizzerias, 3 different Chineses, maybe even 4. And then there were also 3 pubs at peak. There's currently only 1. You can get food in there too. But a brand new place has actually just opened in Delete a couple of weeks ago, called something dragon or dragon something, dragon cuisine, and it's a Japanese and sushi place. And I absolutely love Chinese, well, not so much Chinese, but I absolutely love Japanese food. I went to a sushi restaurant for my birthday just a couple of weeks ago, and it's like I've been waiting for so long for a Japanese place, like sushi place, to be nearby. I haven't ordered from it yet, but I've got the menu pinned onto my fridge, so I'll be getting some stuff from there soon enough. It's getting good reviews.
Most of these takeaways that have opened up, are they Irish or are they foreign?
Well, the takeaways are foreign in terms of food and branding, but most of the staff, I mean, there's a decent bit of Irish staff there. Like the restaurant we went to now for my birthday was Chinese and Japanese, but a good couple of members of the staff there were Irish. So the staff I don't think seem to be too homogenous, but like the takeaways are all foreign cuisine. Yeah.
Yeah, but you see, they're getting the business grant of the 60 grand. So that's why there's so many foreign shops, between the phone shops, the kebab shops, the barbers, the nail shops, whatever.
And even like the discount shops, you've got like Brazilian stores, like butchers, everything. Yeah, no, the majority of stores in Leek are foreign. Yeah, other than just like the mainstream ones like Bar and Londis. But even aside from them, they're just like the little kind of fruit stalls and stuff like that. Like there's so many shops in Leek. It's unreal. Like it's almost kind of like a little mini town, especially considering the sizes of the estates and the outskirt. You know, they're talking about wanting to, and that was one of our main kind of campaigning issues that we were running on. They're talking about maybe in the next couple of years trying to get a secondary school built out that way, just because like the population getting pretty big and it gets a lot of traffic, you know, due to the road going to Navan and then to Drogheda. You know, it's kind of like a mini town at this point.
I don't think I've ever been through it, actually.
It's a lovely place. I love the Leek so much.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever been through it, so I haven't.
Paul, would you class the INLA as nationalists, or would you put them in the same camp as Sinn Féin? I wouldn't put them in the same camp as Sinn Féin. No way. They're socialists, certainly. You know what I mean? So, like they want the 32 county Ireland, the whole lot, but they want it in a socialist way. You know, the sort of way. They don't want it in a nationalist way like Sinn Féin.
Yeah.
I don't think so, anyway. But someone's asking, who would you vote for, Jake?
I'd just vote for the candidates that I'd be canvassing for. Primarily, they'd obviously get my number one vote. I try to go independent when I can anyway. I mean, I've only voted in one local election and one general election so far. And this year will be my first presidential one. So, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty easy choice for me most of the time. Just
Will you vote for Conor? Will you vote for Conor?
I wouldn't. No, even if he was in the ballot, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I know.
But right now, I mean, obviously, in terms of people who are actually going to realistically be on the ballot, I mean, it's hard to say. But I mean, ideally, I'd be going for Delahanty, or if she ran, Maria Steen at the moment.
I think Maria Steen, yeah, I think she'd be very good.
Yeah, no, I try to go independent when I can, and then in the main establishment parties, Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil, those two get the bottom votes anyway.
Yeah,
those at the bottom and independents at the top are the two sure ones for me, and then in between that, kind of depends. Ain 2, I like Ain 2 would be probably high enough in terms of parties. After independents, probably Ain 2 would be my favourite party. So,
well, look. The very easy thing is anybody that Fianna Fáil or Fine Gael or Sinn Féin are supporting, it's a no.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Sonia White is just posted there. I think MI5 are putting up the flags and that the PTB want Ireland to kick off Armageddon. Well, I can tell you now, the MI5 are not putting the flags up in Coolock, because I know the people who's putting the flags up in Coolock, and fair play to them. I'm actually just going to... I'm going to just play this. There's 20 seconds each. I'll play this and we'll come back. Okay. This is Coolock. Hold on there. Cheers on up there. Now that's where the Holiday Inn is, the iPass Centre. That's that one. And there's this one. Yeah, flags are everywhere, and it's great to see. It's great to see.
And actually, Jake, I don't know if you noticed this, but remember what last Sunday we were at the Garden of Remembrance, right? So obviously down where the children are, you have the flag, right? But back up the top, you know where you go through the gates? There was 2 poles there, no flags.
I went to Leinster House in January, kind of when the place was empty because the government hadn't been properly formed yet, right? And this was in January. And I went outside the grounds and I went inside the place as well. I was doing bits and bobs with Sharon, printing off. What was I printing off? I was printing off kind of application forms for housing extensions for the elderly and the disabled. And man, sometimes I still hear that printer in my sleep. Like, we must have printed thousands of copies that day. But throughout the entire grounds, and this is the government building of the country, I saw 2 tricolours and 3 pride flags. And one of the tricolours was like, it was halfway up the pole, it was dirty, it was rugged. Like, and then this was in January, and they had like a big pride flag like painted on the wall, like inside the main canteen too. I mean, that was crazy.
I'm just gonna say to Joan, yeah, Joan, I have that there. I'm just going to hang on. Have I got it here?
What's the clip of?
Yeah, it's a clip of a guy being arrested for saying "I love pork." Did you see it?
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play it here now. This is it's actually your man Russell Brand. I like Russell Brand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share this. It was just Joan sent it in, so I said, should I play it? There's no good having a WhatsApp number if you're not going to show the stuff. And there we go. Let's go. We go with that now.
Some absurd arrests include a 23-year-old single father was arrested for saying "We love bacon" in a sing-song voice and is currently facing the possibility of court action after stating this simple fact as a public protest. The man was part of a group demonstrating at the site of a proposed mosque on the edge of the Lake District, where he got in trouble. Let's have a look at that.
Yeah.
We want bacon. To be honest, talking to all your side of like,
how can you arrest him for saying he likes bacon?
It's just on the one side.
Some absurd arrests include a 23-year-old single father.
Madness. Imagine.
Yeah, and then I saw another video. It was in Germany. A woman, she was just walking around with a German flag, like literally just walking around with a German flag, and 2, I believe, Muslim men, certainly foreign anyway, just come up and rip the flag off her. Like, it's just,
yeah.
I don't know how much more people are willing to take.
I thought you were going to say actually about when you were talking about the flag, because we featured a video there recently in relation to over in the UK, there was a football match on, and a couple of men had, the British flags in the back of their car. The police were over giving them hassle because they had British flags. They're British. Like, it's like they're making you ashamed of your flag. The same here as the tricolour, where they're now saying, oh, it's associated with the far right. Like, it's just utter nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, you even see Keir Starmer like put out a tweet saying that it shouldn't be controversial to fly your own flag. Like, you see them sweating. Like, I see right through them. I think we all do. But you see them, they'll occasionally just try and move a bit more to the right appeasement, just because they know reform are knocking at the door. It's not going to work.
I know. You're still muted, Paul.
Sorry, Mark Fitz just sent me in a picture there. I'm not going to show that picture, Mark Fitz. No way. I've been hearing Nick Delahanty is secretly pro-immigration. What's the story with that? Well, now, you all know my stance on Nick. I don't think Nick hasn't nailed his flag to the mast with me. He hasn't said whether he's pro or anti or anything. He does some great work, don't get me wrong. He's a great numbers cruncher, but he hasn't pinned his flag to the mast for me. Like, you know what I mean? He's neither a nationalist or I don't know. And he did say last year he would join Fianna Fáil. And another thing people should be asking too, did you see the video he done a few weeks ago saying that he brought the, in here, the vulture funds in here? nobody asked him that question, what he was talking about there with that. You know what I mean? That should have been the
Sorry,
first question.
sorry, what was that?
Did you not see that video where he spoke about that he was part? Well, he's a solicitor. Nick is a solicitor, and he must have worked for this solicitors company that was bringing them in. Like, you know what I mean? So this is what he said. Yeah, I was part of the people who brought that in. Like, I'd like to know what he means by that. You know what I mean? Or you know, I'd like to.
They're a massive issue with buying up the house in the States.
Yeah, yeah. And then we have that poor chap who's 14 days today now on a Pepper Finance. Did you see him? He's
Well, an issue that I have with Nick is that he seemingly has kind of exaggerated his humble beginnings. So he kind of tried to make it out when doing interviews that he was from more of a kind of humble working class background, when in reality he was quite well off growing up. And I really don't like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't necessarily mind, you know, an upper class guy being president or representing me. Like, just be authentic about it. You know, he's trying a bit too hard to play into the kind of everyday working man type of guy. Like, in my opinion, just be authentic. Like, it's okay that you grew up wealthy. It's okay that you had some opportunities when you were young that, you know, most young people your age didn't. Like, he was 19 years old and the director of his father's company. He said he grew up on a pig farm. In reality, he grew up on a rather large house that was adjacent to a property that, like, bred or owned pigs that is family owned, or is extended family owned. You know, like, I don't like that. Like, just be authentic. Like, just because you're rich and you grew up rich doesn't mean I'm going to dislike you or think you're out of touch. Like, you seem sound enough and you seem level-headed. Just be authentic, because people don't appreciate that.
Jeez, I'm glad you come on.
No, but it's a valid point.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but no, because like, as a young person, he almost nearly kind of seems afraid to say that he's wealthy, because so many young people my age, anything capitalist, they'll just go no, no, no. Seems nearly kind of afraid that to say he's a capitalist. You know, I support capitalism. Capitalism is a great thing. Just be authentic about it. It's okay that you grew up rich. Okay, just be authentic. Be your true self, because people will see right through that.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong. I mean, if family is money, family is money. Do you know?
Yeah.
The most of our families have no money.
Yeah, like, you shouldn't feel bad about that, or like try and hide it. Like, it's not like you can control what family you're born into. Yeah, exactly. You know.
A Fingal councillor opposes flying the Irish tricolour above County Hall, saying it could offend foreign nationalists. The Solidarity councillor said flying the tricolour would be insensitive.
Oh yeah, look, people before profit. That's
traitor.
Communists.
Yeah, traitor, resign. Hate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
they are nothing. Exactly. I can't even stand the look of them. Honest to God.
Nope.
Sarah Malone, Nick Delahanty admitted he would join government party as independent in his presidential launch. He did say that as well, yeah.
That's the first time I'm hearing of that.
No, he did, I heard it the other day, yeah.
As in what, Fianna Fáil or Fine Gael, is that what you mean?
He said he would join with them, if he got in, yeah. Oh, he said that last year. If he got in, that he was to go into government, he would want a ministerial role. You know what I mean? Fair play to him, looking for a ministerial role. I was getting the education gig, wasn't I, Orla?
But, like, why would you have anything to do with Fianna Fáil or Fine Gael? They are the reason this country is on its knees. Like, the rest of us wouldn't, excuse my language, piss on them if they were on fire. You know, why would you align yourself with them? They are destroying this country.
Yeah.
Well, this is it as well. Like, they're going to have to come out here now next week when they come back, or the 17th when they come back, and either denounce Harris or say, yeah, Simon was right in what he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, either way, it's not good.
It's not good.
It's going to have to be addressed one way or the other, yes.
Yeah. And if Fianna Fáil side with him, which, listen, I can't, I don't know how they can side with him. The man is a walking disaster. Anything he has put his hand to has turned to shit. You know what I mean? Everything he has done has turned to shit. Everything. You know what I mean? Like the
and what's also
the cervical, the whole lot, everything. He signed off on this bleeding hospital, 2.4 billion. Come on.
Yeah,
You know?
and also something that people really need to remember, it's not just him, okay? So obviously he's going to get the brunt of it all, and all these things are saying resign Harris. He's not the only one that needs to be made to address it and be brought to question. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. The Minister of the Department regarding disabilities, like, there's no, as far as I know, she's been blocking people left, right, and centre as well. She hasn't acknowledged it either. She's actively still uploading posts, attending disabled related events and stuff like that. Obviously, people with scoliosis don't count or matter. So I can't. Her name, I'm blanking on her name, but her as well.
No, you're right. And then you have the opposition party that have sat there scratching their holes, doing absolutely nothing. They're just as bad. They are supposed to be there to call out Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, and they're doing nothing. So they're as useless as well.
They want the issues fixed, but not until they're the ones that can take credit for it. I mean, you saw how they just took over the whole Harvey thing. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's still great that it went ahead, and I still think overall it's a good thing that they gave it exposure. But I would say that Toybin and Mary Lou kind of took it over, and I think that's the reason why they didn't promote ours or help us out on a Sunday, because they knew we wouldn't let them make it about themselves the way they did on Saturday. So they're more than willing to help out with causes like that when it suits their own agenda. But if they can't control it,
Jake, Sinn Féin know what's going on, and they've done nothing. Like, they're just as bad as Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil, because they are supposed to be the opposition. They're supposed to be up calling them out, and they're not. They're just as bad. They might as well be in bed with them.
Yeah,
it's Norma Foley you're talking about, isn't it?
Norma Foley, is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, it's Foley and Hildegard Naughton.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Hildegard. That's it. No wonder I couldn't remember her name.
Yeah,
that's a strange.
They're all as useless.
Well, she's only the assistant. She's only the assistant.
Well, she's the one that she's just the one that I saw was blocking everyone. So
yeah, Hildegard Naughton. Yeah, but Norma Foley is since January 2025. Norma Foley is the Minister for Children, Disability and Equality since January 2025. Yeah. Now she lost the education gig and walked straight into that.
Yeah, they fail upwards. Just same with McEntee, like the disaster she did in the Department of Justice, and she got put in charge as a reward. The most important part of our country, which is the youth. So
yeah. No, I know. But like, what job can you make a balls off and then be put into another job? Like, it's just ridiculous.
I'll tell you this: a lot of these people, if they were working in the private sector, they'd be gone in a week, right? Like, we need, to a certain extent, I really love the attitude that kind of Donald Trump has put in towards politics. We're kind of running the government like a company. Like, this whole thing, like making excuses for yourself, blaming others, wasting resources, not delivering time and time again. If they worked in the private sector, like for companies, they'd be fired in a week. It's only state positions that placate and put up with this type of stuff.
Yeah.
There's
Craig just put up there. Nick Delahanty put a tweet out saying he wanted to have a conversation with the far right and the far left. There is no fucking far right, just concerned people. So why is he echoing mainstream media and government?
Yeah, right. Like, just straight away, even saying far right, like just saying far, like, don't even say that. Just say, what would if I wanted to come up with a kind of a mainstream tolerable way to put us, I think I would just say like anti-establishment nationalists or alternative nationalists. Maybe that'd be a good alternative nationalists, people that are nationalists but they're not, Sinn Féin or whatever. Maybe those type of terms would be better. But like, even calling us far right immediately kind of sets off a red flag for me.
But sure, he knows the abuse we get, so I don't know why you'd use that. Like, why would you use that as a reference? The rest of it, we use that terminology. We have it in inverted quotes, and we're making, not making fun of it, but like you're making it out to be ridiculous. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. This is Ferg again. He also keeps referring to the children being stabbed in Parnell Square as the Dublin riots, and never speaks about excess mortality. Why hasn't he done a deep dive on Mel Sutcliffe? Boom! There's exactly what I've been saying this all the time.
I did it. I called out Mel Sutcliffe there last week, and I tagged Nick in it. And I said, Nick, he should be your next expose. Mel Sutcliffe is a massive player in the iPass business, right? He owns the Blessington or sorry, the Avon down in Blessington. He has made millions upon
He owns
millions.
East Wall
but
as well.
yet he's not been called out properly. And Nick hasn't done an expose on him. Now, I can't say why. I don't know. But like, he's a huge player in this. He should be exposed.
Yeah, exactly. But nobody is exposed.
I'm assuming you've heard of Mel Sutcliffe.
I haven't, I'm sorry.
No, well, Mel Sutcliffe owns what the bleeding hell is it? The finance crowd. Is it Capita Finance? Capita?
Yes, I think it is, yeah.
And he also owns Eurocycles and Eurobabies. You know, Eurocycles and Eurobabies, he owns that as well, but he's a major player.
He's made millions upon millions upon millions. Why isn't he being called out?
Yeah, well, I mean, because the thing with Delahanty is I don't know how much of a, from what I've seen so far, it really seems to just be him. Like, he's a one-man show. I don't think he has like a proper like PR team or whatever. So like, if I was to give him the benefit of the doubt, it could maybe just be that because he's on his own doing his own research the whole time, maybe just some things slip by him. But I mean,
this has been pointed out to him. It has been sent on to him. People have been, and a lot of the stuff that he got about the iPad centres and everything else was not his investigation. It was an investigation done by lads in the movement, and they never got the recognition that they should have got. You know what I mean? They weren't looking for recognition, but you don't just take something and say it's yours. You know what I mean? You don't do that. But Mel Sutcliffe is the chief executive officer. He's the founder of Quanta Capital and Quantum Supremacy Fund. This man is worth a fortune. Gavin Pepper calls him out. We call him out on this. And I think Cal called him out last week as well. Wasn't it? Cal, I think, said something about him as well. Everyone needs to be talking about Mel Sutcliffe. Everybody.
So that's somebody for you to look up, Jake.
Yeah, thanks for that.
I know we're coming to an end. Can we? Can you play that housing? I need the house, and then we want to do the mortality, and then I need to give a shout out to a video in relation to the Liberty Super Run as well.
Okay. Yes, about the pub across the road.
Actually, time is flying. Normally we finish up at 11.
So what?
If only my college classes went this quick.
The housing, is it?
It's because we're interested in a bit of crack.
Is it the housing one you're talking about? Is that what
just saying Michael McCarthy, the housing one, and then we go on to the screenshots in relation to the excess debts.
Okay, then we finish.
It'll be good for you to see this, Jake.
Yeah, we've only a few minutes left. Go on.
Yeah.
We play this and come back.
Okay.
In the car video, so buckle up.
This is doing the rounds.
I was over at my nanny's house. I was just over spending some time with her, and obviously the news was on the telly. Wouldn't be an Irish nana, country nana, without the news. The 1 o'clock news was on the telly, and the budget was talking about how they're pumping in so much money for houses, and they're pumping in this, and it's just like, I'm in a tricky situation with my housing situation at the moment. And as a 30-year-old woman, I didn't think that I would be strongly considering moving into like the car or a van or anything like. But it just feels so impossible. Can't rent because rents are so freaking high. My house sharing is a shitty situation at the moment.
This generation is forgotten about.
Can't afford a house by myself. Wouldn't even be seen to have a mortgage by myself.
When you're talking about 20 years ago, affordability of a house, we're just looking at the house prices. We're not taking into account everything else that takes your funds away. The value, how far that euro goes, has decreased massively. You then have people that say, this is funny, you have people that say, stop buying that one coffee. Go without the coffee and you'll save it. So I'll do a thought experiment. If you do go without a coffee, say a coffee is €4, you do that for a year, you're saving about 1,200. If you started that last year, guess how much you would have saved? You would owe an extra 22,000. The median house price went up about 7%. So that's around 25,000. So you would have saved 1,200 and you would owe an extra 25,000.
He's brilliant.
I like him, yeah.
Yeah. Now, there you go. That's what you're talking about, Jake. Like, look at the desperation in that young woman.
I'm familiar with Aoife from TikTok, but I did not know she was 31. I actually thought she was closer to my age. So the fact, like, I thought she was younger. So, like, the fact that she's in her 30s now and experienced that is desperate. I mean, one of my history teachers, a lovely guy, he's pushing 40, or he might actually be 40 now, and he's still renting. Like he can't get a home.
Oh, it's just crazy. Like, there's so many people out there that cannot afford to get a mortgage. It's just ridiculous. And then we have foreigners coming in here with the halal mortgages, first-time buyers grant, and they're buying up like so many houses in new estates. It's such an unfair advantage to them compared to an Irish person.
Yeah, and the landlords don't help either at all, to say the least. New figures came out just recently. The number of privately built and sold homes last year in Dublin, right? Now, keep in mind, this is where a quarter of our country's population lives, and it's where over 100,000 third-level students are enrolled. 4 out of every 5 privately sold homes in Dublin last year were purchased by landlords.
Yeah, and that's another issue. You know,
right, what do you want me to move on to here?
But there's a few different screenshots in relation to Aisling O'Loughlin, and then you've got the charts and all that as well. It's above the Day of Unity. But this is something, Jake, for you to be looking into, and I would be advising Sharon to be calling this. And I think she has called it out a bit, but the excess debts needs to be addressed. It's not addressed on the mainstream media, and we know why. Because again, they're government funded.
Yeah.
But you can't deny these. Like, I can send you on when this is finished. I'll send you on the charts, and you can take a look at them yourself. You can't deny.
I looked at the charts. Yeah, I looked at the charts earlier, and there's not like I said, it's just statistical data. Like, it's just there's nothing conspiratorial about it. You know, it's coming from proper organizations and everything. No, there's something going on about it. I mean, the COVID vaccine. You know, it was produced rather quickly, wasn't it?
It was produced in 9 months, and like normally vaccines take between 10 to 15 years. You can't produce something in 9 months and say it's going to be safe.
You know? That's what I'm saying.
Lied about so many things about, you know, it wasn't going to transmission was going to stop transmission and all that. So that was all lies as well. Like, you know, they've been caught out on so many lies. You know, it's all about money. That's what it's all about.
Here?
Sorry?
I'm looking at the top 10 countries. What am I looking at here? What am I looking for?
It's the stuff with Aisling O'Loughlin. They're screenshots. You'll see them. They've all charts on them.
Okay, Peter Paul Guy. Aisling O'Loughlin. Okay. It's the excess debts, is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's a few screenshots on it in relation to excess debts.
Okay, just let me have a look at it. I'm not seeing Aisling O'Loughlin. Okay, yes. Oof. It's very warm here now, to be honest with you. I'll bring it up here. Okay, this is it. Medical interventions caused the 38% spike in deaths in April 2020, not COVID. We have it, the midazolam receipts. A deadly contagious virus wouldn't behave like this anyway. Our elderly were killed to frighten the public into rolling up their sleeves. The WHO announced at the end of the pandemic in 2023, May 23, but the excess deaths remained dramatically higher than average, peaking in August 23 at 21%. Look, why did it go down in February 23? They mustn't have been, you know, I don't know.
Probably wasn't a big take up on it. Just I'd say you need to go back the other way.
Yeah, I did.
There's a few there, look.
So there's the deaths in the Republic of Ireland from 2015 to 2024. Look, we're still up at 37,000 here, like, you know what I mean? And we're not even all the way through 2024.
That's 2024, not 2025.
Oh, sorry, 2024.
You can clearly see it rising, like, you know?
Yeah. But still, it was only 24. It was only bleeding 50 or whatever off, the same as it was the year before. And the year before, it's been, since 2021, the excess deaths have been really up there, you know what I mean?
That's when they started. Like, that's when they started the shots, you know?
Well, the shots rolled out in the December of 2020. You know? I think it was the 9th of December 2020, because that's when That's when the excess deaths went up in Malta as well. Like there was a lot of deaths in Malta around January and February and March of 2021.
Keep going. There's more. Yeah.
There's excess mortality 21 to 25. Well, 2025, we're only up at 10.6% now.
That's only half the year.
Yeah, but hold on for a minute here. Hold on now. I'm not buying this. All of a sudden, RIP.ie gets taken over by the Irish Times. Is it the Irish Times bought it? And now we're down to 10.6%. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that for a minute. No
now
way.
it doesn't say when in 2025, like as in what month that's from. But just say, for example, it's halfway through. That's up at 10.6. The year before that is 17.8.
And 18. Yeah. Like, so you start going up gradually, 21.
But this is the source. See, the source says IrelandExcessDeaths.com.
Yeah. I'm not buying that. No way. There's no way.
Yeah, and it's well beyond the margin of error.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely something up.
Yeah. If you had said 16 or 15, you'd have probably bought it. But not dropping it down to 10%. We're 8 months into this. We're nearly 9 months into the year. No, we're not. Now, if that had been February.
Again, as I said, we don't know because you see, it doesn't say what month in 2025.
Yeah. The Eurostat excess deaths, nursing home cull, 38%, April 2020. Yeah. Vaccine rollout begins January 2021.
Yeah, 21, yeah.
December 22, August 23, and August 24. These all coincide with when vaccines and boosters were rolled out. So, yeah.
Because I don't know what your guys would be like, how you guys would be for vaccines yourselves. Like, did you bother with any shots or your kids? Or
No, we just look, you can only speak about your own experience, but for me personally, I didn't feel they were safe. I thought they were rushed through, and I didn't get it.
Yeah, my mother would be more skeptical towards vaccines than myself, along with my aunt. So she didn't get us. There were a couple that we didn't get as a child. We got one or two, but like the MMR is the big one. I didn't get the MMR. I've never gotten that one. And like, I mean, I've never felt any need to, you know. I've gone 23 years of my life now, just fine without it. So I won't be in any rush to get that. But my mother, that's the one that she goes on about all the time. I know that's kind of the most popular one that people target is the MMR. So I don't have that one. Regarding the COVID, I got the 2 or just original shots, but I didn't bother with any boosters or anything like that. Like I never got COVID, or if I did, it obviously wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I never thought it was bad enough to justify the level of lockdown and enforcement we got. You know, like obviously, if you're talking about should the government have the privilege of doing that level of lockdown in some circumstances, I would say, you know, if we had something like the Spanish flu or the Black Plague, you know, or something that people were properly dropping dead from and it was really contagious, you know, dying a day after you get it, then okay, fine, fair enough. But not something that was essentially just a slightly more severe flu, you know. You look at Japan,
that's what it was.
Pretty much didn't have it. Yeah, I mean, you look at Japan now. I know it's a little bit kind of skewed because Japan has a very big hygiene culture. Like lots of people wear masks on their face all the time anyway. That could have played a part into it. But Japan, as far as I am aware, had pretty much no lockdown. They pretty much just went completely normal, the entire COVID thing. And Japan actually had one of the least affected economies and least amount of per capita deaths.
I'm going to have to drop this down because I only have 2 minutes left here. And
right, can you play that video quickly then? Can you
which one? I'm not going to get it done. I'm not going to get it done. It's a minute and 40. It's not going to get done. It's going to go over. I have it set at 2 hours tonight. I didn't because you said we were going to finish early.
Yeah, finish early. Right. Well, what we'll do is before we go, can people please, if you're able to, go on to the Liberty Soup One Kitchen. Right, they're in desperate need of at the moment for funds and donations of food.
Let's not worry. I'm going to play it.
I don't mind. Not stick.
No, I'm going to play it. Hang on. Liberty
Soup. Are you going to be able? Now, this is not in relation to this. This is what's happened to Chris.
Okay, let me just play this here. Let me just play Chris, and then I want to play Ava's thing. It's just at the end I'll play that. So
yeah,
I'm just going to share.
This is what happened to Chris the other day.
Yeah.
Right, guys, enough is enough. And you know, I'm a little bit shook up doing this video. I had to be over the north side, me and my wife, collecting something in the van, coming down the Cabra Road, past the Cabra shops, driving slow in the traffic, and there was a foreign national, and I will say a foreign national, walking up the road. We are doing no harm, just driving along and slowly in the traffic. And he looked at the van, and I looked at him. I thought he was looking for something out of the van, whatever. And he looked again, so I looked at him, he caught each other's eyes, and he goes like this across his yoke with his finger and walks up and starts smiling. So I started shouting. My wife panicked. She said, no, please, just keep driving. We kept driving. But you know what? Thank God my wife was with me, because I swear I would have got out of the van, because you know what? I have enough of it now. Have enough. The carry-ons in Dublin City is absolutely disgraceful. The government ought to be ashamed of themselves. And I'm telling you, ashamed of ourselves. If any of my volunteers get injured, and you know what, it's getting to this stage now where I'm thinking about not even going out as much anymore, because I'm thinking of the safety of my volunteers. And that's disgraceful. We can't even go out and feed the homeless now because we're at risk. We're at risk. And you know what? It needs to stop. The government needs to listen to the people and stop all this. You know, it's too late. The damage is already done. You need to start doing something and acting on this as quick as possible, because I tell you, people going around doing this to people that go out and do out of the goodness of their heart and help people. And you know what? I'm absolutely fuming over it. And shame on the government. That's all I say. Shame. And I don't really care what people think of this video either. I don't care.
So I've spoken out about Chris. Jake, this is somebody for you to look up as well. So this is Chris from the Liberty Soup Run, and you can see what happened to him the other day. But he runs it's a homeless charity that gives out food donations to the Irish homeless. And they've had to cut they used to go out once a week, or sorry. They used to go out every day. Then they had to cut it down. Now they're having to cut down again by another day. They don't have the funds. As far as I know, I don't even know if they're getting any government funding at all. And Chris has put out a few videos like looking for help, because he said we may have to cut down again because we just can't keep going. So if anyone is able to give them a hand, whether it's whether you want to donate money or whether you want to donate food, just reach out to them. They're on Facebook, they're on TikTok, and you can, donate through Revolut or whatever. But they are doing absolutely fantastic work. And like for every day that they cannot go out, that is a homeless person that, is not getting something, whether it's a warm drink, whether it's, whether it's noodles, whether it's porridge, whether it's whatever, you know what I mean? Like they're going without because they can't go out. They don't have the funds to buy the food. So if people can please lend them some support, because it's an absolute and utter disgrace that the government is not supporting this crowd. And why are they not supporting them? Like they're out standing up for our own Irish homeless.
Well, he'll get a shout out from me, no problem. Yeah, I'll be making the followers on my pages aware of that. Yeah, I'll post that on my X.
Yeah, that's it, because Jake, as I said, like it's important. Like we should be helping our own charities,
Yeah, I've done a little bit of work. It was mainly over Christmas for Óglaigh na Siunta na Éireann, which is a homeless charity. It's a charity for like a specific type of homeless, so like military veterans that struggle with PTSD, or like kind of they struggle to get back in civilian life. But I mean, a lot of homeless children too.
Yeah.
What's wrong, Paul? Do you want to play Ava's thing before we go?
I'm gonna play. It's only a few minutes long, yeah, and then we'll finish it up. Then I think.
Yeah,
and
that's grand.
I actually have something I wanted to read out as well, but we play Ava's one here now. Ava would be. It was her birthday in March. Yeah, and she'll be 3 years gone on the 17th of September. So let's just play this, because it is awful, but it's nice to get it out there so as people can see her, and she didn't die in vain. Look, we'll get to the bottom of this. Trust me.
I'm just up visiting with Ava today to wish her a happy, healthy 70th birthday.
No matter what they try, I will always fight for you. Our Savior in the sins.
We won't stop until we get it here. Justice for Ava. Justice for all.
I am here at your defense, and I will always fight for you. Yes, I will always fight for you. I will stand here in the way. and I will not give up on you. I will shield you from the pain. In the battlefield, there is evil on the move, but I hope that you can feel that I will always fight for you.
That little girl should be celebrating her 17th birthday today with her friends and her family. I stayed there visiting her gravesite. She was murdered by Pfizer and sanctioned by the Irish state. In the words of her father Martin, who's speaking with today. This is an absolute disgrace. See, all you, Varadkar, Donnelly, all you, don't get to walk away from this, okay? These have devastated lives and ruined families. All for money, all for greed. You think he's got to walk away from that? And I hope none of us are stopping. And hear this, every one is involved in this, okay? Medical genocide, the democide of our people. Every one of you is involved from top to bottom. We're coming for every one of us. Every single last one of you will pay for what your families. Murder children, murder people, let people with no quality of life. And you think you just get to walk away? It doesn't work like that. Justice is coming for all of us in this life and the next. Mark my words. Justice for Ada, justice for all. God bless everyone in this fight. Eric O'Brien.
I will stand guard at the gate, and I will not give up on you. I will stop each shot they take. Yes, I will always fight for you. I will always fight for you.
You're muted, Paul.
Sorry, Paddy Pepsi there. I have not heard of this. Well, there you go. You've heard of it now, Paddy. That child was given a vaccine 3 years ago, over 3.5 years ago, and she developed cancer from it. And listen, it's just.
And she died. 14 years old.
Poor kid.
Absolutely horrendous. Horrendous.
Amen to that, but fair.
You
They'll pay for what they did. They will pay. I'm telling you now.
And then you've also got Roy Butler, 22. What was he? 23 years old. He wanted to go on holidays. He took the Johnson & Johnson shot and ended up with clot in his brain and died as well. Where is the accountability for all these people? Like this is what we're talking about, Jake, that needs to be called out.
Well, that's the way to do it. I mean, even you saw your man in the comment there saying he'd never heard of it. That's just the way to do it. Like, just keep at them and spreading the word, because that's exactly what they want. They want to keep it under wraps. So, obviously something's up, something has happened. There's been a good few documented cases now. So just keep every single person you can mention, just keep getting more people to be made aware, the demonstrations, and that's just the way to do it. Just keep at it, keep at them. And if you think there's something to be addressed or caused, just keep at it and just keep spreading the word and don't give up.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely.
Right, I'm going to let you go then. And it's been fair play to you. Thanks for coming on, Jake. Good man. And we're not related, by the way.
Stay on and we'll bring you back up in the green room in a minute, all right?
Sorry?
Just stay on and we'll bring you up in the green room in a minute.
I'm just going to drop you down for a minute.
All right.
I'm going to finish.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed.
No problem. Thanks so much for coming on, Jake. We'll talk to you in a minute.
Now, Orla, fair play. That was fair play to him coming on there. He's a good young fella, I have to say. He's a good young fella.
Yeah, well, it's nice to hear somebody else's opinions on things.
Exactly. No, especially a younger person's opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm going to drop you down, okay, and I will talk to you in 2 minutes. Thank you very much for tonight. It's been emotional.
No problem.
Talk to you in a bit. Now, let's make myself bigger. Yeah, I need to get me national anthem out. You know what I mean? But as I say, every night here when we're finishing up, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. Thank you for watching. Good night and God bless. I'll leave you with this.
you.